A continuación, damos la bienvenida al Dr. Florian Kongoli, destacado referente mundial en sustentabilidad, presidente de FLOGEN Sustainability y miembro reconocido de Academia de Científicas Europea. Hoy nos hablará sobre la sustentabilidad en la medicina moderna, una mirada necesaria para repensar los sistemas de salud desde el enfoque ético, sostenible e integrador.
Thank you. I'll try to keep the phone in order the translator can translate. But basically, I don't need the microphone. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. It's the first time in Asunción in Paraguay, and it's a pleasure to be amongst you, being from university and private companies, covering medicine, pharmaceuticals, and many other fields. I'll try to speak something that you have heard recently about sustainability. Has been so, sustainability is everywhere. But as there is, if I ask you what it is, probably you will not have a clear idea, or everyone will have a different idea about sustainability. And then I'll apply this to medicine. As you see, I'm representing two companies here. It's FLOGEN Technologies, Inc., which is a high-tech company based in Montreal, in Canada, and Wilmington, Delaware, United States. But we have projects around the world. And what is the? I have to go back a little bit. So, what is the sustainability? There has been a lot of confusion in literature and in the practice of what it is. We have clarified this confusion that has been anywhere, and now still it is. Everybody is putting in sustainability everything. They put culture, yoga, government, industry. Everybody is nothing wrong. Everybody has a subject dear to his or heart, and they want to put at the sustainability. This has created confusion. For us, sustainability has three dimensions, three criteria. One it is environmental protection, the other one is economic development, and the other one is social development, where medicine is one of the criteria because it helps social development. But to be sustainable, they have to be equally fulfilled, equally satisfied. If we forget any one of those, we are not sustainable. Until years ago, we were concentrating on industry. We were forgetting the environment. And then since some years, we forgot everything else and we're taking care only about the environment. Then an economic crisis came, and then the whole economic development is important. So they're jumping from one criteria to the other and forgetting each one of those, and that's creates confusion and creates crisis. So if we fulfill them at the same time, then we are sustainable. So we should not forget economic growth, we should not forget social development, and we should not forget the environmental protection. They have to be fulfilled simultaneously. However, in order, who can achieve sustainability? Which are the actors? Because until now, everybody was putting everything in one basket, criteria with actors. So nobody knew what are the criteria and what are the actors. So we divided criteria from the actors. The actors are science and technology. Here is part, medicine is part of it. The second one is governance, executive, legislative, and judicial. And the third one is education. Well, medicine is also included, and civil society. These are equally important. If we forget any one of those, we are not able to fulfill the criteria. So we call them pillars of sustainability. These are explained in our article that you see there at the bottom. Now, this is our definition of sustainability. It has been very popular. There are three criteria, as you see: social development, where medicine is, environmental protection, and economic growth. These have to be fulfilled simultaneously. It's a table with three pillars. The three pillars are science and technology, governance and management, and education and civil society. Education, medicine, and also. A table with three pillars. One of the pillars falls, the whole structure goes down. So they are equally important. So this is all inclusive definition. We call it FLOGEN Sustainability Framework. Last September, in one of the Nova Friburgo city in Rio de Janeiro, applied this into law. As a criteria, FLOGEN Sustainability Framework is the only municipality of the world, the first one, that applied this into law. All projects, strategic and daily-to-daily basis, have to fulfill this criteria, FLOGEN Sustainability Framework, to be approved. So it is a law at the city of Nova Friburgo in Rio de Janeiro. Now, and then it is many other municipalities in Brazil are applying this, are in writing the law. So if you go into our website, you will see the text, the full text of the law. It is in Portuguese, but also in English. Now, how this is related to medicine? It's a big, link here. So according to the World Health Organization, it was a study in 2019, official statistics. I'll speak a little bit slow.
Estaba muy rápido, entonces de repente se nos pierde la traducción, entonces le pedí que un poquitito más lento.
If I forget, you just interrupt me.
Don't worry.
Okay. Sometimes I speak. So, the World Health Organization, official statistics in 2019. What is the chances that you die when you take an airplane? It is 1 in a million. What is the chance that you are harmed if you go to a hospital? It is 1 in 300. So the hospitals are a dangerous place compared even to fly. This is World Health Organization. Okay. Unfortunately, here where we are. Okay. Next one. From 421 million hospitalizations in the world annually, 42 million are victims of malpractice. Okay. So there is no difference between high-income countries and low-income countries, low and middle-income countries. Actually, in high-income countries, the risk of being harmed by malpractice is higher. You see here, in high-income countries, you are harmed in hospital with a chance of 10%. And in the middle and low-income countries, the chances that you are harmed in hospital is 8%. Actually, it's less. So, and 83% of these cases are preventable, but 30% of this cause death. You die in the hospital because of malpractice. These are World Health Organization, not me. And then we have published this in this article you see here. Now, continuing. So 1 out of 33 patients admitted to hospital in the high-income countries each year are harmed, and many of them die. 50% of cases are prevented, and they are not. And hospital malpractice, it is considered 14th leading cause of morbidity and mortality around the world. This is published in this article, you can check. So some legal aspect. Okay, so many malpractice, people die in hospital. What about getting their rights through the legal system? Unfortunately, the number of malpractice cases that have been decided in favor of patients in Canada has been decreased considerably over the year. From 2014 to 2019, only 1 in 5 cases of malpractice the court has decided in favor of the patient. Only 1 in 5. But today it will be even worse. It's 1 in 3 in 1970. It wasn't. 1 in 3 case was decided. So today is much worse than in 70s. In 70s, 1 in 3 cases, the patient got the decision in his favor. Between 2013 and 17, 52% of the malpractice cases were dismissed, discontinued, or abandoned. Almost 37% settled. 6.5 are decided in court in favor of the doctor, and only 1.5% have been decided in favor of a patient. Okay. In the United States, there are no statistics about cases, no cases, but we know from National Institute of Health that 96.9% of successful medical malpractice claims are settled out of the court. And there is confidentiality agreement. We do not know how they are settled and for what amount. Now, why the medical malpractice and crimes actually are rarely persecuted? There are many factors. Legal costs. Legal costs are too high. Okay? So a paradox in Canada is that the doctors pay an annual insurance to a national insurance organization, but 75% of the money this organization gets comes from taxpayers' money. That means that when you go to court, you have to pay your own lawyer, but through your taxes, you are paying indirectly 75% of the cost of the doctor's lawyer. So, and this organization has about $6 billion in their chest, and 75% are taxpayers' money. Complexity of jury to understand. Medical malpractice is very difficult, especially when the jury are simple people. And there are so many, impossible and exceptions in medicine that the doctors can use all the time and confuse the jury. Medical competency of lawyers. Most of the lawyers do not have any medical background. Very difficult for them to understand and to protect the patient. And the availability of the lawyers. There are many companies legal companies dealing with malpractice. However, the hospitals are doing what they do, they give subcontracts job to all these malpractice firms. So, when you ask these companies, they cannot protect the patient because there is a conflict of interest. They have worked already for that hospital, for a project. So when you ask for a lawyer, they say it's a conflict of interest, we cannot protect. Most of the companies, legal malpractice companies, are paid from the hospital once in their lifetime, and then they have conflict of interest to protect the patient. And the length of legal procedure goes long and long and long. People get tired and they do not go up to the end. And the choice of legal arguments. If you go in malpractice with the choice of the doctors, very difficult, you win, because the doctor can come with so many exceptions. So many exceptions in different past, and they try to protect themselves by taking decision as a board. So the board decided this way, so I'm not responsible, as the board is responsible. So these are the way doctors protect themselves. So these are legal ways, not illegal, but it's not fair. So many problems and legal issues. Okay? So how to fix this issue? Okay? And so the solution has been recently will surprise. It's a paradox. So you would think that the best thing is to improve the education of doctors, to improve techniques, to make them more focused on the medical profession, to avoid errors, etc., etc. But almost the attention has not been concentrated in this area. What they did is, this is University, McMaster University in Canada, they invented a test. So normally you think medical college admission test is the only thing doctors need, right? So you are good in science, good in medical science, so that's what the same criteria. But they added a new criteria, which called personal, to assess personal characteristics and non-academic skills. Do you know what it is? You're going to get surprised. But this became so popular. Almost all universities in Canada and the United States have adopted this recently. And you tell me if it makes sense. Before being admitted to the medical school, you have to pass this test. And if you don't pass this test, this is 30%. 30%. If you don't pass this test, you do not go in the medical school, even if you are among the best in science. This is called CASPer test. So, and then you can see we are assessing the student how good he will be in medicine. Okay, how good will he be to solve these issues. Do you know the questions of this test? One of the questions is, I'm invited to a party by a feminist organizer. Should I bring with me my friend that makes misogynistic jokes? This is one of the questions of the test, to be accepted in medical school. The other question is it perceived as masculine to go in paternity leave? My friend got a sick leave, but I see a photo of her in a beach. There's an area. Should I complain to my boss? These are questions to assess how good are the students in medicine. I'm expecting you to laugh. I don't see any laugh. Because these are non-related to the medicine. The other one, company we're looking to invest has a reputation of not believing in climate change. What should we do? These are questions directly to students that are applying to get into the medicine. Who should initiate the peace process between Russia and Ukraine? So these are questions of this test. Nothing to do with medicine. Nothing to do with medicine. Even you would be the best in science, you have a top 10 out of 10, 4.3 out of 4.3 grade at the university. And if you fail this test, you do not go to medicine. And nothing is related to medicine. So, these are the paradoxes of. So, these are questions that have nothing to do with medicine. And then if you fail them, or you are in the lower part, you do not go to medicine. It could be the best student ever. So these are moral, political choices, characters. They have nothing to do with medical profession. So, that's why you have so many problems with medicine and modality. But this was supposed to be a solution, but this goes in the opposite direction. So, this is completely not sustainable. We have to focus on how good people are in math, in science, in medicine subject, not on the choices. And when they evaluated this question, there is no criteria to tell. And you cannot even prepare to say, okay, if they ask me a question, I should reply this. Who should initiate the peace process between Russia and Ukraine? Some say Ukraine, some say Russia. The person that put the notes, depending on her mind, oh, this is good, this is bad. This is completely ridiculous what's happening, but still this does exist. But it's not sustainable. So, this is why if we follow our definition of sustainability, we do not go to these traps, because this test will, although it is popular today, probably I am among the few people that are going against this test, but this will be destroyed in the future because they'll see that nothing goes. Medicine falls in social advancement, okay? But social advancement cannot be without
Excuse me, Mr.
environment.
Florian, you are going very fast.
Fast,
Could you
sorry.
speak a little bit
Sorry.
slowly, please.
Perfect. Thank you. So, to be sustainable, we have 3 criteria. Social advancement. Social advancement includes medicine. Medicine improves human quality, human life, quality of life, and everything else. But it's not enough. We have to have environmental protection because it affects the human health. But we have to have economic growth. If we don't have economic growth, otherwise everybody, the politicians forgot recently. Now when the crazy crisis come, it's important. We forgot this. But it has to be economic growth, because without economic growth, we have no social advancement. So, economic growth helps medicine also, with new technologies, with new methods, and with new techniques. But to make it possible, we need science and technology to develop new medical techniques and new things, and at the same time we need governance in order to develop policies to help scientists and medical to develop new techniques, to help with money, not with blah blah blah. And then we need a judicial system to be more fair, to protect the patient, because patients are social development, human quality of life. And but also education. Without education, we cannot teach the young generation to properly go into medicine. Not who will take the initiative of peace between Russia and this is a very important subject, but this is not about medicine. This is about politicians. They have to decide on this. The doctor do not need to know who will take the initiative. So, but these are 3 important things. One of the pillars goes away, the whole structure goes away. And as I said, there are municipality of Nova Friburgo, they have about 900,000 people. They have adopted this into law. All projects of municipality have to follow this in order to be approved. There are many municipalities in Brazil following this. So, why are saying science and technology? Just a few, because science and technology in medicine is a disruptor. Why is it disruptor? Because software will diagnose cancer better than human. Better than human. So today, there are multiple errors in diagnosing cancer. Errors or intentional. Intentional even murder. For example, Dr. Fata in the United States, he diagnosed intentionally about 550 patients with cancer. None of them had cancer. He diagnosed them with cancer and then treated them with lifelong chemotherapy. Chemotherapy costs about 2,000 to 5,000 per month. So he was using this to profit. It took years to find out what the doctor was doing. Now he is in jail for life, but it would be unintentional malpractice. It would be like him. He now is in jail. It took years because nobody was believing how come a doctor can intentionally say you have cancer, you have to go to chemotherapy, and he didn't have cancer. So science can help in this direction, but science needs also a judicial aspect because you have to not to use the science against to do the same error as a doctor. For example, the software can scan the retina and give blood analysis when you breathe in a device. We are not there yet, but we do come. That's why science is important. Software will identify individuals. There are many drawbacks in the software also, because they can manipulate it and they can go against, they can create sickness when you don't have. But this is a legal issue, but this helps. And now you know that everybody, wherever you go, the face, recognition face is better even than humans. So these are things that, a few things that I mentioned before. So to finalize, we have an event since 2003, all over the world. We go all over the world. And it is Sustainability Through Science and Technology Summit, SIPS. We have started this in 2003. It's a multidisciplinary. Medicine has 3 or 4 symposia. Medicine, it's not only medicine, there are 50 symposia. We have started this in 2003 in San Diego, California, and then we go around the world. Last year was in Crete, Greece. Prior to that, it was in Phuket, Thailand. This year, it is in November in Cebu, Philippines. We go around the world. We have different countries all the time. 2026 will be in Rio de Janeiro, in Copacabana Beach. It will be good. While the next presenter, I'll try to fix a video of, and then you can see. So, muchas gracias.